Bryon Powell of iRunFar here with Michael Owen for the UROC 100k tomorrow. How are you doing, Michael?
Doing good. How are you?
Great. Had the pleasure of meeting you out at the North Face Endurance Challenge last December, but haven't had a chance to talk with you on film, so I have to ask. You're 22, right?
Right.
What's got you into trails and especially ultra marathons at your age?
It just really started with trail running to begin with, and then I started running more and more miles as I started getting faster as a collegiate runner, and then I started reading blogs online and learning about the races. It just kind of evolved into fascination with the sport, I guess.
Yeah. Take us a little bit then, like you ran collegiately and you ran cross country. Tell us a little bit about that. It's like, did you get through cross country? Is that what your introduction to trails was? Or?
Yeah, teammate of mine, he was the captain from the time I was a sophomore until I was a graduate, Keegan Rathkamp. He introduced me to trails at the local forest by the college, and they're really kind of similar to the trails here in Virginia, real rugged and steep. But yeah, just really fell in love with the trails and the aspect of being in nature.
Yeah, well, last year you rocked the North Face Endurance Challenge Championships with a 9th place finish, but you still had some eligibility left collegiatally.
Yeah,
and you're doing in the fall. You didn't have cross country eligibility, correct?
not this
past fall. Last fall, did you?
Last year in 2010, I did.
Okay, but so you were coming off your season,
right,
really trained to run the North Face.
Yeah.
And you were doing the longer distance stuff, but then you went back to the track.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
It was kind of surprising because I wasn't planning on doing the track season because we didn't have a varsity program. Then in February, our school said we had varsity now, so I was like, well, this is my last chance to compete as a college runner. So I went for it, and I did some 5Ks on the track, 10Ks, and I like that side of the competition, and the NAI has the marathon at nationals, so I was able to run that as a national event, and that's how I wrapped up my career.
Well, you were setting PRs in the track stuff, even though you already made this transition to longer stuff. How did the marathons go? How did the marathon championships?
It went well. I had all the 10Ks and 5Ks as races leading up to that, so I was able to establish some leg speed. Plus, with the trail running I was doing and the long runs, I was able to build up some really good strength in my bigger muscles. So when it came to the marathon, I'd already had some 50K and a 50 miler under my belt, so like the time thing wasn't an issue, and it was just the aspect of running 5:40 pace for 26 miles, which once it started, it came easy once you got in the rhythm.
So you ended up running a 2:30 there?
2:30:11, yep.
That's a pretty solid way to end up a collegiate career.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
So you come off your track season, or your competitive collegiate career, you graduate.
Yep.
You go from a place with awesome trails to being a road runner in Ohio. How's that transition been?
Unfortunately, where I grew up and where I live now, there's no firm network of trails. I had to drive 30 minutes or more to get some long trail runs in. So I'm out just pounding the pavement or some gravel roads, and it's kind of been rough with the training, but lately I don't know, just kind of keeping a positive attitude, and luckily I have races like this to look forward to have trails to run on.
So you're in Ohio now. I know you love the trails and the mountains. Are you toying around with ideas and moving into the mountains either in the east or west?
I just got accepted last week into grad school at Liberty University down in Lynchburg, Virginia. So looks like I'll be moving to this area for at least the next couple of years.
You'll be hearing some Dr. Horton stories for the next couple of years.
I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard they've got some nice trails and a good community of ultra runners.
Totally, it's created a great community down there. So this summer you went from the marathon and then you ran Burning River.
Burning River.
Your 100-mile debut.
Yeah, that was kind of the race I wanted to really break out in 100 miler. It was in Ohio. I knew it wasn't going to be super hilly, so I wouldn't have to do like any kind of specific training for it. So I just started training, doing a lot of miles, and went into it.
I mean, that is your MO. You are a mileage guy, right?
I guess I didn't really
versus intensity versus mileage, you're on that.
Going into ultra running, I didn't realize that I was going to be different by doing a lot of miles. But with Anton doing 150 plus miles per week, that was kind of what I thought people did. So that's what I started doing, and it works well. My body handles it well, and mentally I like it a lot too.
Great. So you're running in Flat, Ohio. Have a solid 3rd place finish at Burning River, 16:26
or 16:26. Yep.
So that's a great debut. But now you have the hills.
Right, now I got
This
the hills.
UROC 100k is a ton of climbing.
I guess we'll just see how that goes.
So what are you looking forward to most, and what do you think is your biggest strength in terms of the course? Come on.
All right, thank you.
Actually, even though I haven't trained on hills, I've always considered myself a real strong hill runner. Even though Ohio doesn't have a lot of hills, the trails I've trained on growing up or at Shawnee State was called the Little Smokies. So they didn't have like the actual length of hills, but they're real steep and rugged. So I was able to build up and kind of get my body used to those steep, rugged types of trails. So I just think that's going to be my strength tomorrow as well.
Gotcha. But you also have 230 road speed, so that's another quiver, or arrow to have in that quiver, huh?
But with the pavement, you know, it really takes a toll on my quads and my calves, I think.
Cool. I mean, who do you think is like the two guys you'll be shooting for up there? Who's going to run from the front of the pack?
I think definitely Dave Mackey. He has it. He just seems like the guy that's always going to be there in a 100K or 50-mile race. And Mike Warden, yeah, he's real fast, and Jeff as always. It's just real exciting to have all these guys. And Dave James, he won Burning River, and he's a stud. He's not afraid to go out there and just be in the front all day.
Totally. So, I mean, are you gonna be that young guy who goes off the front of the pack, or what's your strategy for tomorrow?
I've never been the type of guy that leads races. Like in track and stuff, I was always the guy to sit and kick, which, people don't say it's the manly way to race. But, I got a lot of learning to go still in ultra running, so I'm just going to sit back and I'm not going to wear myself out in the first half of the race.
Learn from those veterans out on the course?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, best of luck out there and have some fun.
Yeah, thanks, Bryon.
Yeah.